Hey, Matt.
Hello there.
General, so I know I don't want to go off on a tangent immediately because I'm gonna. All right, you know what? We're not gonna do it. I'm gonna finish this. So what are we? What are we doing?
What do you mean we're not going off on tangents?
I'm gonna go off on a tangent in a minute.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Gamers 2 podcast coming at you. Week of July 27th? 27th.
Do the kids still say live action?
Live action?
Yeah, from that like Turtle Man.
Oh, I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Some redneck just yelled live action all the time.
I don't.
Anyway,
Is that in the same vein as like I'm
get
gonna
her done.
send it?
No,
Oh.
well, yeah, I'm a Sunday. Get her done. It's that same exact.
I saw I'm gonna
click of
send it
people.
on a car the other day when I was driving to work.
Anyway, the tangent there is I was in our former place of business, whatever, you know what I mean. And I ran into Carla.
Yes.
And Carla says, "Hello there," and I just look at her, and she goes, "Really?" And I was just like, "General Kenobi." I just kept walking.
She probably appreciated it.
I'm pretty sure she got it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Gamers 2 podcast.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
It is.
It's about games and stuff.
And stuff.
And stuff.
Let's be real clear about the and stuff.
It's
part.
really games and tangents.
It's games and whatever we feel like. That being said, what have you been up to since last Friday?
Chilling like a villain.
Yeah?
Let's see here. What's my list say? Okay, played. We'll start with games.
Go
games
for it.
Thing. We 100% completed the second Lego Harry Potter game.
Years 4 through 7? Or
Yep,
5 through 7? 5 through 7?
You know, got all the bricks, got all the nonsense, collected all the things. Don't have the platinum trophies, but I probably won't get them, even though they're like, you know, I'm missing like 3 trophies and they're stupid. Started Shadow of the Colossus. Feel like it's going to be a very short game.
Okay.
Because I've killed the 4 Colossi. 4 of them in the first hour. Spent, like I told you earlier, spent 20 minutes trying to make a single fucking jump to a ledge.
You know what? I
Which
didn't give it to you then. I still need to give you credit for spending 20 minutes to make a jump. Because about minute 5, I would have been like, it's been a lot of fun.
Well, here's the thing.
I'll come
that
back to this
20
tomorrow.
minutes might have amounted to like 5 attempts because of the... So let me just play this out for you real quick. It's in the middle of a pond type situation, water. So you have to swim to this huge ramp that sweeps up. And at the top of the ramp, you have to jump over to this pillar and then onto another surface. And the act of swimming to the ramp, running up, making the jump, falling all the way down, having to swim all the way back to the beginning of the ramp took fucking forever because you swim so slow. And I was doing it, and I was like halfway through this process, third, fourth jump, whatever. I was like, is this not what I'm supposed to be doing? So I looked it up on YouTube. What I was trying to do is exactly what you're supposed to do. So, you know, I just had to attempt it until it finally like launched me in the right angle. Because it is very much like Assassin's Creed 1 style free running type thing. So like you might be looking a certain way and you might jump in that intended direction, but you might launch off at an obtuse angle from that point.
The good old snap feature.
Yeah. So I've been playing a little started Shadows of the Colossus.
Did you play the original?
No.
Okay.
I have no frame of reference.
Same. I'm just curious.
It seems okay so far. I have no complaints other than those, and I kind of expect. I mean, it's a remastered game, so I kind of expected that. What else have I been doing? I've been reading a lot of that Bruce Lee biography, and it's fantastic. And I'm gonna highly suggest that you take it when I'm done and read it.
Okay.
Because I think you would enjoy it.
I'll add it onto my list of things Nate needs to read.
It's
not as bad as my movie list, but...
Yeah, I know, right? And I have that same issue. His life is just... I don't know, man. Like, it's you're reading it, and it's just like, how can this be someone's life? You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
Just the crazy shit that happens to him. Like... The last part that I read was that he was friends with the Hollywood people that were murdered by the Mansons.
Okay.
By the Manson clan.
Yeah. Which there's a story onto its own.
Yeah, and he was like supposed to go there.
Right.
And it's just like crazy. So, yeah, I've been doing that. I've been watching some anime. Food Wars.
You think there'll be a sequel to this book?
Oh, too soon.
Ah.
Not really.
Nobody in your family ever lives to make a sequel. Yes, I still remember epic rap battle lyrics.
Oh my god.
Bruce
They
Lee
still making
versus Chuck Norris. I think so.
That whole relationship. Interesting. Interesting in the fact that...
Oh, the Bruce Lee Chuck Norris relationship?
Yeah,
I thought you meant the epic Lloyd and Nice Peter one. That's why I was like, wait a second.
Chuck Norris is basically just the last man standing.
Yes. Yeah, he really is the last man standing from that generation.
Well, not just that, but like Bruce Lee was friends with all these world champion fighters. And they over a couple years just kept they were systematically offending Bruce Lee in some way to where they would no longer remain friends. And Chuck Norris was basically the last man standing.
Ah, I see.
Watching anime, watching Food Wars, which is basically a cliche anime about a high-end high school that teaches gourmet chefs.
Okay.
So,
I believe you told me about it before.
It's pretty good. It'll make you very hungry and give you a lot of good cooking ideas.
I think right now I'd be fine with that because I'm only thinking of epic rap battle lyrics in my head. 1 inch punch, same size as your pecker. Leave your battling to me. Stick to Chinese checkers. Anyway.
Jesus. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Exciting.
Fun times.
Yeah. Got nothing else.
Fair enough. I understand. Nate's turn. I guess we'll start with games. Because that's where you started.
Games!
No, I'm not going to do the actual yell. Don't have it in me right now. Been playing some WoW still.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-patch has been a little rough for some people coming back.
Yeah.
That notification is probably from one of them. She got her ass beat down to where do you need to be now after not playing for a week after patch came out.
So she wasn't familiar with the patch?
Right.
And
tried to step into roughly something that would have been technically easy before the patch.
Yeah, but it's broken because of patch.
Got beat down.
Yeah. An article just popped up that I saw the headline for, and it was a week later, and Blizzard still doesn't know why the leveling system's broken. So.
Yeah, the leveling system got real weirdly broken. It takes somebody did a number crunches where it's in full heirloom gear plus bonuses and stuff, which means you get increased experience. It was still taking them an hour and a half to get from 61 to 62 or something like that, and they're like,
"That's
what is this?"
That's classic WoW leveling right there.
So yeah, there's some interesting, weird problems. Luckily, nothing the leveling thing I haven't really run into yet, because I'm not really worrying about bringing people up because I have a lot of maxed already.
Fucking humble bragging over here.
This isn't even a humble brag. I am light years behind what some of those people are. I think one of my buddies has every one of his characters maxed. I'm okay. Been playing some MLB. Yeah, I'm going to really just ignore those notifications, and hopefully they don't come through on this because it's going to keep happening.
I don't think they will.
It would have to come through on yours. Mine's not that sensitive.
Yeah, it won't.
Anyway.
I won't pick that up.
Been playing Major League. It's been a good time. Contrary to what I said last time when I rage quit and just turned off the game, I played today. I think I played 3 games. I won all 3. One of them was a good battle. The other one I just dumpstered. And I managed to close out. And the one that I dumpstered, I managed to close out two of the program challenges that I've had for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because they required one game. One of them was Jared Saltalamacchia, the catcher at the time for the Boston Red Sox. And his challenge was in one game, hit a home run, have 3 hits, so one of them could be the home run, and have 2 RBIs. So it was okay, if I can manage to get a 2-run homer, that knocks out 2 of them and then 1. Mm-hmm. So I still have to get 2 more hits.
Yeah.
And I would get close, and then it'd be like I missed a hit. Oh! So I finally today finished that. So, yeah, I knocked out a bunch. I feel pretty good. I went back to liking the game for a minute. And then Kenny and I played The Forest.
That was when that popped up on my notifications. Like, it does the thing where it's like, blah, 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 blah.
So and so is playing this. Or
I was like, what?
So, turns out I had owned it since, I don't know, 2016 maybe. Welcome to the problem I have with some of my computer games. I think it was in a bundle, I assume. I don't think I bought that one outright. But I'm sure there was like a survival bundle on Humble or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Like that's unheard of. And did that. And it took us 10 hours to beat. That's an hour of having to replay something.
Did you do it in one sitting?
No. We did it over like the course of a week. Really jammed out to it, I think, starting on Sunday. Then played like 1 hour or 2 hours on Tuesday, then a couple hours Thursday. Today. No, a couple hours Wednesday, and then last night we finished it, Thursday night. We got to a point where we didn't know what we needed to do. We found out what we needed to do, went for it, died in it. So then we lost like an hour of progress since our last save. So we reloaded rather than try to get back to where we were because everything was on our bodies that we could not get to because we died underwater. We're like, okay, we'll reload the save where we have everything, but we have to replay like an hour to an hour and a half to get back to where we were. But we also have to detour because there's a part where you need a rebreather so you can actually be under the water longer. Yeah. And we didn't have that and did not know we needed it where we were.
So it was kind of a blessing in disguise almost.
Yeah, so it was... okay, lose an hour and a half, but we also still need to go to this other cave somewhere to find the rebreather to then go back to play through all that other stuff. So we got all the way there, and I'm going to just ignore that for a minute while I'm talking. I'm also standing like an asshole. So, that was my left hip. So we're going through that, and... without ruining the game, or like there is a story, there's an ending to us to this type of survival game.
Yeah,
and we get into this next area, and then there's another swimming section. Now we have the rebreather, and obviously it's a video game. You suspend your disbelief for a lot of things in this.
Yeah,
you have a Bic lighter the entire time that never runs out. Okay. So you can just obviously, never runs out. Bic lighter makes like a video game. Okay, whatever. Kenny and I are both going, and we haven't refilled our rebreathers. Mine is a little under half, and I think his was lower than that because he went exploring into one of the water things to see if there was a way, and there wasn't. So as we're going, he's like, "This thing better auto refill. If it doesn't, I'm gonna die."
It's interesting that they would choose
right
to have refilled rebreathers, but give you an everlasting Bic lighter,
right?
For
and to make it not auto refilling, just we had the canisters in our bags, and it didn't just grab one and go. It would have required you to go back up to land, open up your crafting, hit use, and then go back in. We did not know that, and I'm in front of him as I'm going, and he's like, "I'm dead. I'm literally dead. I can't." So I kind of went ahead to see how far we were. And once we realized how close we were to the ending, we had been saving as we could going forward, like building fake little structures that you can save at because you can't just save forever. And then I was like, all right, I don't want to have to run through everything we just did again because of this. Mm-hmm. So we reloaded the save, and I went and looked up console commands. Had him turn, for some reason, when he turns on the console commands for him, even I'm in his server, quote unquote, but I can't use the console commands, and I can't, even though I had them turned on, I'm in his game, so I can't use them. So we just had him turn on God mode and a couple other ones, and we just ran to where we were. Once we got back to where we
So the whole
died.
time you're traversing, going from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Are you under attack from
creatures and stuff
or whatever?
And yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally. That's why we just turned on God mode and just said screw it and run. We got back to right where we lost him. Both rebreathers swam through. Once we came up on the other side, turned all the console stuff off, and went about the game normally to continue. But there was just like we're not going through this again. Like once I realized how close we were, like we're finishing this tonight. And it was a.
How was it? Was it hard? Like
no. Confusing, yeah. Interesting, kind of. Story, confusing. I have more questions than I have answers.
Yeah. I didn't ever get it because I don't necessarily like jump scares in video games. Like
there's no real jump scare in that one. Maybe like in a couple spots, but nothing that you don't see. Yeah, nothing that you can't like as you're walking into the room go, I fucking know what's happening here. There's one specific one that's at the end that I won't. Like, I'll tell you off this if you want to know, but I'm not going to tell you. Just in case, for some reason, it's considered a spoiler still.
Yeah, it's like games like
4 years later. It's interesting the way they handled two-person cutscenes. So...
They didn't just render them separately?
So it's rendered for the person that's in it. But you can watch it from the outside, if that makes sense. So, like... Kenny went over to, like, pick up this child. And it goes full QuickTime like cutscene. He's out of control of his character, but I can see his character moving over to the kid and picking it up. Like
that's really weird.
I'm watching it, but I can run around the room.
That's so weird.
So I just don't. I see it, but I'm still free to go wherever I want. Like oh, cool. He's in an event. I'm gonna look over here.
It seems like way more work to me than just having the cutscene play for both of you at the same time.
Yeah. I guess it can be nice, though, if you need to grab an object and the other one fight somebody off, but it was interesting. Yeah, we had to replay those cutscenes anyway, so I just did it the second time. Yeah, that was the forest.
Cool.
I was like, whatever. I think it's between him and I, it's the first multiplayer game we've finished in the last couple of years. Like, actually finished.
Yeah, well, you guys play games you don't necessarily...
Right, and that's what I was saying. I was like...
Can finish, I guess?
I was like, we play a lot of multiplayer games, but there's some of them there's just no way to actually finish.
Yeah, it's either like...
It's like, okay, we've
like
done what... Yeah,
like,
there's no ending. It's not like, and congratulations, you've beat the game. Like, no. So that's it for games. I'm ignoring... I didn't play Engines of Mayhem. I just had it on there in case I did. Still read some more Good Clean Fun of Nick Offerman's. Still enjoying it.
I watched a really funny video of him the other day where it's his new show with fuck's her name? From Parks and Rec.
Amy Poehler?
Yeah, they have a new show. I don't know if you know that.
Nope, did not know that.
It's a craft show.
Oh, interesting.
It is interesting, but they do a little thing, like it's on YouTube, little video where he's blindfolded and he's identifying wood through smell.
Ah, I like it.
She's like, there's two things, I don't know, she says something funny. It's obviously funny. She's like, there's two things that, you might not know about Nick Offerman. He's always on time, and he can identify any wood by sight. And he's like, that's very true. And then she's like, but he do it by smell. So he went through and, was smelling the wood. And he was, it's obviously the man has a lot of woodworking skill because he only missed like one or two, I believe. And like he even knew like the species of, whatever particular like wood it was.
Right.
Like one of them was walnut, and he referred to it as the specific species of walnut.
Well done.
Yeah. It was pretty
well
fun.
Done.
Pretty fun video.
Ron Swanson. I watch that 32-minute video every now and then, the best of Ron, and I just get the enjoyment out of it. Yes. I like telling them no. It lowers their enthusiasm. And I've been watching baseball.
Good old baseball.
We're hitting, I think Tuesday's the trade deadline, so moves are happening.
America's pastime. Well, not anymore. America's pastime is probably Fortnite now.
That's probably true. Can the world have a pastime? Fortnite. So let's get right into it. However far along we are. I have no idea. My screen went black a while ago.
There you go.
Twilight Zone. New releases in video games
Mr. Popular over here.
this week. It's the same person this week. We're starting at number 1 for Matt. Aces of the Luftwaffe. Is that Luftwaffe? That's Luftwaffe, isn't it?
I think you said it right. I don't ever.
It's either
It's
either Waff or Waffa.
It's like Waffe, something.
Whatever.
Like
It's German.
Yeah.
Aces of Them
I
Squadron for the PS4 and Xbox.
Oh, I didn't realize it was actually. I have a Spitfire documentary queued up on my YouTube watch list. Looking forward to that one from Timeline.
Oh, okay. Number 2. This is just a fun name as far as I'm concerned. Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill, Slaps and Beans.
Those sound like 70s, 80s era Formula One drivers.
Yeah. Slaps and Beans for the PS4 and Xbox. No Man's Sky made its way to the Xbox, along with its big update this week. We'll get to that later. Last week. Update was last week.
Yes.
Whatever. We'll talk about more No Man's Sky later.
No, it's this week.
Was it?
Yeah.
Just detailed last week. Because we talked about it last week, too.
We did talk about it last week, but it came out this week,
Okay.
obviously.
The Banner Saga 3 for PS4, Xbox, PC, and Switch. Banner Saga, beloved franchise.
Is this a new one or a remaster?
New one. Crossing Souls for the Switch. Hello Neighbor for the PS4 and Switch.
That damn game.
That damn game that Matt and I
have
need.
a good finishing record.
We need to sit down and finish one. That one is one that we need to just replay to get like the non-glitched version we were in.
Yeah.
And then Sleep Tight for the for the PC and Switch. Sleep Tight I think we talked about in Nate's Pextravaganza.
Probably.
It is a single player
That's one of the
like
bear?
wave/tower defense game that you are playing on your like bedroom floor. That there are Pixar art people working on it, so it looks very Pixar-ish.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, so interesting game there. And now we get to the fun stuff.
Maybe. I mean, it's, we keep saying it's like, it's a boring week or it's a slow week. It's getting like worse. Like I was doing the news and I was like, this week is terrible.
Yeah, so funny enough, I hopped in while you were doing the news. I don't know if you saw me jump in.
I did. I saw you, yeah.
Because I also started formatting stuff because I needed to put the new releases in that I liked for the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of just glancing and stuff because I knew I hadn't added anything in.
Yeah.
My app on the phone that we've used before for news stuff has broken.
Okay. That's
Does
good.
not work anymore.
That's good.
I don't know if yours is having that problem. Mine pops up with a network DNS error, and I'm like, I don't know what DNS you're looking at.
Which one is it?
Gamer.
I honestly haven't used it in like a very long time.
So now I'm relying on my backup monitor plus some other sites and subreddits of looking at stuff.
Yeah.
Rather than have it all collected for me, which is disappointing. So there's times I'm looking at news. I'm like, I don't know what he's going to put in here. I don't know what he's going to put in here. And then I got down to number 3 and said, are you fucking kidding me? We got down to number 2 and I had heard something about that. Then I skipped down to 7 and I was like, that's an interesting take. We'll see what we have to say about that. And then I stopped before you wrote the bullet points for 8, which one of them has me excited and intrigued.
Well,
actually,
probably
more than one, but there's one where I immediately want to just start singing a certain song.
So what I was thinking was, I know we talked about some of these last episode, but I figured we just run through them. And have you watched most of these?
No.
Okay. Well, okay.
So we'll get there.
Yeah.
So let's start at the top then, shall we?
Shall we?
Shall we? With number 1.
I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, you do it.
Okay.
I was just trying to figure out where we were going to end up with some stuff.
Yeah,
so.
you can just take one if you want. Rockstar is probably going to be ramping up. Mine. That's a
Hump day.
what is it called? Finding Nemo.
Yes.
With the
bubbles.
seagulls. Okay.
What?
Rockstar is probably going to be ramping up marketing for Red Dead 2 very soon. The developer invited a select... The developer invited select members of the press to a private demo, which apparently was new gameplay that hasn't been seen yet. We're a few months out now, so I'm assuming Rockstar is going to follow their GTA 5 playbook and make a late push for marketing since they have huge name recognition. So it's been quite silent in the Red Dead front recently.
Yeah, I mean, Red Dead, it's... Like you said, we're about there.
Yeah.
So it's not going to... I'm wondering if they're going to do kind of what they did with the GTA 5 one, where we got those... I mean, they've done some, but like where we got those 3 character trailers. Individual to them that were only like a minute long and just kind of were like, I'm crazy redneck Trevor, I'm businessman Michael, and then I'm Franklin.
I don't know. Like 12 now or whatever for that gang.
I mean, yeah, unless they're only trying to focus on certain parts of them.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. It's kind of it's weird to have Red Dead kind of
on the horizon.
Yeah, on the horizon, but also like
Get it? Because like the photo of them is on the horizon
with the sun there,
and I'm making a lot of weird puns.
But also kind of like flying under the radar at the moment.
I think it's able to. Well, I think everything in the fall currently is flying under the radar.
It's like that
everything
calm before the storm.
Like even Spider-Man's gone silent. Like
which is coming out very soon as well.
Yeah, it comes out in September. But I think it's been because San Diego Comic-Con, this No Man's Sky DLC, there's been a lot of other things that have been able to still be extremely focused on by crowds and swaths of people. That doesn't necessarily mean we have to be like, oh my God, look at this Fallout thing, something, something joke, Red Dead. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of one of those games, number 2. No Man's Sky had 40,000 concurrent players on Steam with the launch of Next, the new expansion that brings multiplayer. It has also received mostly positive Steam reviews since the multiplayer launch. It hasn't been smooth sailing on all platforms, though. The DRM-free version, I said that right twice, of the game, available on GOG.com, which I believe stands for Good Old Games.
Yep.
Will not have multiplayer till later this year, which apparently wasn't communicated to GOG or customers. It has since been clarified by Hello Games, the makers of No Man's Sky, with details about the delay. GOG and Hello Games are offering an extended return policy for the customers of GOG.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah, they went into a little detail about like why they don't have multiplayer and why it's going to take longer, you know? But it was a bunch of mumbo jumbo. But
Whole lot of we're not the bad guys, but wait, we are.
Yeah, basically. It was more of like a, take pity on us because we're a small developer and we only have so many people to
Yeah, and we've only been
work.
going this on for 3 years and all these other problems that we've taken pity on you for till now.
Yeah.
No more pity.
That being said, I did reinstall it yesterday.
I'm curious to see how it is. Maybe I'll make a rival at some point to see it.
Yeah. Dewey and Tyler are playing it currently.
I'm not surprised. I'm surprised. Well, I guess I should be surprised that Dewey's playing something that's not Binding of Isaac. Because even though he has a beautiful gaming PC that we built, I still, when his notification pops up for Steam for what is he playing, and I see Binding of Isaac, I cry inside.
I've said something to him about it.
I might have harassed him about it, but I'm not positive. Oh, I did. I harassed him.
in his defense...
I harassed him during the board game conversation.
Yeah, like, in his defense, though, like, I don't play shit on my computer usually. So.
Yeah, and I don't actually give a shit. It's just super funny to me when he's like, I want a gaming PC, I want a gaming PC, I want a gaming PC, and then he plays Binding of Isaac. I'm like, you don't... Like, come on. Anyway. Speaking of things people shouldn't be spending money on.
Shenmue 3. Ding, 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 ding. I can't believe I'm saying this. Shenmue 3 has hit its $7 million stretch goal. So it'll be getting assisted combat. Who the fuck is still giving them money?
I can't believe they had a $7 million stretch goal first.
Yeah.
And then followed by that they hit it.
Yeah, they hit it. Which is the it's so funny because they just like delayed the game again, didn't they, a couple months ago? Whatever. Crazy people. I don't know. In assisted combat, like what do you need assisted combat for in Shenmue?
It's going to take 9 years to get to the combat anyway. What does it matter?
Yeah, that's like another year on development. Like, can they come up with assisted combat? Like, can they make that?
I would honestly hope that they were just making it, and they're like, if they don't give us the money, we won't put it in, but we'll have the switch ready to flip at any point.
Oh, my God.
Because that is...
That would explain what's taking them so long. If they're just adding in all these stretch goals, be like, oh, we'll just turn them on.
Yeah. Just keep adding stretch goals. Kickstarters never fail. Oh. Anyway. $7 million for Shenmue 3. It's just... All right.
I know, right? Oh, we should
Can I get $7 million for this podcast?
I'd take it.
It's better than Shenmue.
I'm gonna look
as far
up,
as I'm
you know
concerned.
What I forgot about the Trogdor board game.
Trogdor.
I'm gonna look it up while we're
burning and eating all the
chilling.
people in the thatched roof cottages.
Do you want to make a guess as to what it's at?
We were at 500 something, I think.
Yes.
Last week.
Yeah, it was like right at 600,000 almost.
Did they cross $1 million?
They have not.
Okay. So I'm going to say, I'll get specific. 800 and $73,425.
800 21 910. So 821,910.
I was going above 850 no matter what, but
18 days to go. 13,549 backers.
It might still hit $1 million. Who knows?
It could. For a board game. Good on them.
Indeed.
All right, where were we?
We're at number 4. Nintendo are taking 2 of the largest ROM distribution sites to court to what amounts to $100 million. $100 million. A piece in copyright infringements. We're not going to get, too far into the weeds on it, but I do want to say that it's cute how Nintendo cares now that they can make money off their old games with this retro craze. Well, bro, I mean, we got all these mini SNES minis. What do you mean people can make ports because we have ROMs?
When I was writing that, I had a little, rage session because I was like, is insulting that they're charging $60 and $80 for frickin' these stupid things when you can spend $20 and make one. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, that's crazy. Which the sites have, you can't, they're large ROM distribution sites, but they're not making money off these really. So they don't have legal fee money. So they both basically have submitted to Nintendo and taken everything down. So, yeah.
Indeed.
Hope, sure you probably still find them, but I hope you had your retro pie already.
Just start downloading them now.
Yeah.
Make a hard drive of ROMs and hold on to it.
All right.
I didn't say that.
Numero 5. Rumors are swirling that the launch of Fortnite for Android might coincide with the launch for the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 and may even be exclusive to the Note 9 for 30 days.
30 days.
This info comes from XDA developers, which also says that Fortnite will play a key role in the new phone's marketing as to tout the Snapdragon 845's gaming prowess.
Interesting.
Yes, that would be interesting, especially the exclusivity part.
Yeah, that would literally just be interesting, and I mean, good move for Samsung, technically.
Oh, yeah.
Like, big move.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting.
It would be. I just, I can't imagine Epic and whoever else makes their decisions now that they're a multi-billion-dollar company. I can't imagine them taking that deal or that because they'd be losing a lot of money, I feel like. Because although Samsung is the
30 days, I don't think they're going to hurt. It's not going to hurt them as much as long as they can guarantee that in 30 days it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, Samsung is probably the largest Android maker in the US, at least.
Yeah. I mean, well, in the US is a stretch, but them, HTC,
yeah, but they probably
Razer,
have the lion's share.
Oh no! I mean, they have the share for sure, but I'm talking about like Huawei is not being sold anymore. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
China stealing all our data. But I mean, it's a good business move, and if that's true, I might have to buy some Samsung stock. You get the reference.
Well, we're getting to another Samsung story, which you may want to actually.
It's almost like I should learn how to play this. Anyway, we're not getting into that. I'm not getting into financials. That's a different podcast.
Financial podcast.
Yeah, I've debated starting a sports one. I tried to. I say tried to. I brought it up to Kenny.
Yeah.
Because
I was going to say, you're not. I'm
no, but I can get into it. I can get into the weeds. I have no problem pulling up a bunch of stat graphs and going through like why X player is better than other.
Kenny's too busy for that nonsense.
Not that he's too busy. He wants to do that side of it more.
When like the gaming side,
right?
Sports gaming.
No, all over. Video, like what we've tried to do but never actually continued with.
Oh,
yes,
like a video YouTube channel type thing?
Yeah, like actual still a YouTube channel, like what we've tried to do.
Like a sports center.
Take sports out of it. Sorry.
Okay, so like
initially, I brought it to him with the idea of sports.
Oh, okay.
We have now reverted back to Let's Play channel.
Oh, do it.
So I recorded an hour of The Forest the other night just to kind of show him like what he has a better computer than I do technically for right now.
Yeah,
I will have a better one than him when I am done building mine again.
All right, guys, get the tape measure out. We're measuring dicks.
In case you're curious, I can hit the wall from where I'm standing, and it's not this wall. Or that one. That one. Ignore the math of dick size. So, yeah, that would be an interesting thing. We've tangented off of this anyway. The sports thing is just because, it sounds like, I could easily, I say easily, I could insert myself into, like, sports podcasts with just stats and everything and eye testing and on certain sports for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Other ones, not so much, but like baseball especially. Like I have my knowledge base is there. It'd be a fun time, but that takes the right person. And I can't do it. We already know I can't do this alone. So, number 6. Analysts have noticed.
There it was.
I'm going to do it again.
All right. Take your time.
Yep. Just, hiccups. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, I could, I'm going to finish. You want to take a seat over there?
No, I'm only 4 words in. I can get this.
All right.
All right, here we go. Analysts have noticed that Samsung has filled out an engineering team that seems uniquely capable of building a GPU. The mystery team seems to be headed by a former NVIDIA senior architecture manager and is most likely meant to develop a mobile GPU. Maybe for the S10, maybe for a gaming-focused phone, but who the fuck knows?
Who knows?
Mystery.
Samsung knows.
Glitter and mystery and sparkles. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they kind of saw what Razer did because, they're the only, as far as I'm concerned.
Asus has one too, I believe.
Yeah, but I think Razer,
or is it?
Has done it the best
so
far. But obviously then Samsung's like, well, if I put some money behind it and hire an old guy from NVIDIA, problem solved. Oh, you mean people love that? It's a mix of Razer and obviously the Switch. and being like, whoa, if we can just get the Switch, but on a broadband connection and whatever. Interesting.
It's cool. It's definitely cool.
It's an interesting time for when everybody before we went, mobile gaming, yeah, play that Farmville, loser. And now we've
Candy Crush.
Yeah, we've come full circle. Skyrim on your phone.
I mean, it's Samsung, but I still feel like it's a bold move for them to attempt to build something that would rival, some of these other established
Maxworth, hello.
components.
Yeah. It would definitely be intriguing to see a third arm enter the race.
Yes.
If you're like, I see what you're doing, NVIDIA and AMD, but what if I went, Samsung, go fuck yourself?
Yeah, that's the part that makes me leery is like Intel thought about it, decided against it after engineering samples and whatnot, and then I think they put another team together and they're messing about again.
Yeah. Well, I think it's after this whole
mining thing
has caused such a problem in the industry.
Such a ruckus.
It's greatly disturbed the force.
All right. So we're scraping the bottom of the barrel for news. So I got this article from the site I've never heard of called Thurrott. Is that Thurrott.com? So according to Brad Sams, interesting name, Microsoft is working on 2 consoles for the next generation. A traditional console with unknown specs and a console solely for streaming Microsoft's upcoming game streaming platform. One of his sources referred to the service as Scarlet Cloud. Anyways, the second console will compute locally things like controller input, image processing, and collision detection, while another version of the game runs on servers using the cloud to keep the two in harmony. His sources seemed confident that they had a handle on latency and that the cloud service is further along in development than its traditional console counterpart. I am calling bullshit on this one, but I thought it was intriguing nonetheless. The whole further along in development than a traditional console would seem, I don't know, interesting for a mega corporation like Microsoft to
Did Microsoft buy OnLive? Who bought OnLive?
I thought that was Sony. Sony bought one of them.
Okay. So say Microsoft bought the other one.
Okay. I'll look it up.
Whichever one bought who. So then we can say that...
But Microsoft has Azure already.
Which is why Scarlet Cloud is not far off for a potential name.
Yeah.
The other... Like, they've already got Game Pass as pretty close to game streaming. So they could very well... Like, I don't know about... infrastructure-wise being ready to get this, but they could have like an easily rough concept ready to go for this.
Yeah, like just throw it together.
Thing. So to say that it's longer or it's further along than console versions, yes, I can believe that because you're not waiting on hardware for the most part.
So Xbox bought, I don't know if they bought one of, I feel like they did buy a company, but OnLive and Gaikai were both bought by Sony.
Okay.
Which would kind of make sense if Microsoft's going to leverage Azure and their other platforms to work on a streaming platform. And they have Mixer too, I guess. That would probably gives them a good technology base for streaming.
Right, which is when they said streaming PC, I was like, what do you just open Mixer and then it plays? Like,
yeah.
So I'm sure they'll have like some encoding or something within Mixer that makes it all worth it versus trying to encode via Twitch. It's just some dumb thing.
It would just be surprising for Microsoft to make that play in the next generation because it's not something that.
Well, when everybody's talking about this streaming idea, I feel that could be their PS4 Pro. Does that make sense? So we still get the regular. Everybody gets their own.
So we'll get a traditional console that's like a play on the Xbox One X.
Right. We get the dick race between Sony and Microsoft, and then 2 years out into that, they're like, so we have this streaming box we've been working on. Here we go.
They did mention
and then for some reason they have Mark Cerny and his whispery voice comes out and describes it, and nobody understands why Mark Cerny's at Microsoft and Sean Layden's there too. It's just a weird time.
They did mention in the article that the box would be significantly cheaper than what we think of as a traditional console cost. I'm thinking like NVIDIA Shield territory.
200.
Yeah. Maybe
that would make sense for what the streaming idea of it is. If you're truly trying to balance your load between the two of them.
Yeah.
Now, number 8. Can you give me a time count here?
46 minutes.
Oh, we're doing right on.
We are right on.
So number 8, we're gonna end this week with the good old San Diego Comic-Con roundup. I'm gonna go down through these. And I want you to give me.
I'm at a distinct advantage because I went through and I've watched all of these besides for Invader Zim.
That's not an advantage. This is helpful.
Okay.
So Shazam.
What
have we seen of Shazam? I know we saw this a couple pictures. Do we get a trailer?
There was a trailer.
Okay. It's
definitely.
What's his name there? Shazam is what's his name? I forget. Actor's name.
Oh, I don't know his name.
He was that agent in that stupid show where he was a secret agent or something on NBC.
Oh, I don't know. You're way. I have no idea.
It's not Justin Long. What is his name? He was also in Video Game High School.
Never watched it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a pretty decent young adult. Freddie W. Well done, Freddie Wong. Anyway,
so the trailer.
Well, Freddie and Matt Arnold. Should give him credit too, but
the trailer is interesting.
Interesting,
as in they are. It seems like they're playing up the comic book side of it. Like he looks fake. It's the best way to put it.
Yeah, he does. That's what I got from the picture. I was like, it looks like he's wearing a muscle suit.
Yeah. And,
which I'm
it's like
pretty positive he is, but
it seems to be more lighthearted. It's not like the normal route that the DC movies have been taking, which seems to be kind of darker and grittier. But I don't know. We'll see.
Zachary Levi.
I'll
get there. Glass. What is Glass?
Have you seen Unbreakable?
No.
Have you seen Split?
No, but I know it.
Okay. So Unbreakable was a movie that came out in 2001, I believe, and it had Bruce Willis in it. And it was kind of like, from my point of view, I think was the harbinger of the superhero movies to come.
Okay.
At the time, it was, I think, received okay, but like no one was like, "Oh, this movie's great."
Oh, right.
But it's aged very well, so it's kind of a tiny bit ahead of its time. It's a really good movie. I liked a lot. I'm like Shyamalan, so
there's a twist.
Yeah. So Split came out fairly recently, a couple years ago, and it's the twist at the end of Split is it's in the same universe as Unbreakable, and Bruce Willis was at the end of the movie in like a cameo role as his character from Unbreakable.
Oh.
Which caused a lot of ruckus. People were excited about it because, superhero movies.
Yeah.
I highly suggest watching both of them. They're really good, by the way. Add it to your fucking scroll.
Add it to my list.
Glass is an Unbreakable. The bad guy is Samuel L. Jackson, who plays a guy who has that bone disease where your bones are super brittle.
Okay.
But he's like the evil
Dystrophy?
mastermind. I don't know.
Oh.
And he's called Mr. Glass.
Oh, okay.
So Glass is the three of the trailer is like the three of them in like a psych ward, and this person saying, "Oh, you guys are all just suffering from delusions of grandeur," and then like
Interesting.
the Beast from Split and Mr. Glass like are teaming up in some way, and it looks. I'm out of this list.
You know what,
I'm not really selling it well.
No, you're not.
Out of this whole list, Glass, I am like very hyped for.
Now, I will ask you, how much SpongeBob do you know?
Not a lot.
Do you know who Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are?
No.
They are two guys that... Now, this is going to fucking sound so stupid. There are two guys who, in the show, were essentially your Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Is what you would compare them to. Mm-hmm. But they got so into the roles that they believe they are those people, and they're in the retirement home. So they still, in their head, go on...
Yeah.
You know, to the vehicle, and it's just going to the car to get drugs. Like,
we'll have to go through and watch some of these after.
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
But,
and I will bring up what I'm referencing beforehand, so that way you can go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Next one, Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Yes.
Godzilla, now, is this a sequel to Skull Island? That was Kong. Never mind.
There was a Godzilla movie that came out though recently. I can't remember what it was called though.
Wasn't it just Godzilla? It was the one few years ago, like 5 years ago.
I did not watch it.
I didn't either.
This one looks all right though. It looks okay. Yeah. The premise seems
Who's
to be
he fighting?
All of the monsters. Mothma. So here's the premise.
So
the premise seems to be quick premise. I'm going to throw it out there real quick. The world's going to shit. We've ruined the world.
Kaijus. It's all about kaijus.
Well, we've destroyed the world with our hideous mankindness and it's global warming and all that nonsense. Not nonsense. I don't mean that. It's obviously we have an
whatever you say, flat earther.
So they found these monsters, and this crazy, I'm assuming she's a crazy scientist lady, thinks that to save the Earth, we need to unleash all these monsters. And they're titans. They refer to them as titans, and they're the ones that are going to stabilize the Earth and
of course
make everything good again.
Yeah. Let them kill it.
It's basically, Godzilla's got to fight all these motherfuckers.
I like that it becomes...
The three-headed guy, I can't remember his name. He's like a Hydra type thing.
Oh, I would have gone with the dog. Cerebus.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, but I don't know how do you fight that one? You kill one, how do two more show up? It's like
I don't know.
Hydras, man.
It's fucking Godzilla, though.
I hope he fights Mechagodzilla.
That would be really. Oh my god! I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because
there's
all the other Godzillas.
Yeah, there's all the other creatures. I didn't think about that. That'd be so good. Oh, that's got to be a third one though. It's got to be a trilogy.
Yeah, it's got to be a trilogy.
So they'll show up at the end.
And it hopefully isn't in the vein of all those shit movies, which are Godzilla versus Mothra and Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
See, the weird thing about
Godzilla 2000.
I like the idea of Godzilla. And I didn't watch the new one that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, neither did I. I only watched
because
way back. Not way back, not black and white, but
the Japanese guy in the suit Godzillas. No? Or are you talking about the Matthew Broderick?
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for.
Ooh, Lizard Godzilla.
Yeah, person killer himself, Matthew Broderick.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reference to him hitting somebody with a car, but yeah, that Godzilla. Run, it's Godzilla.
So, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. Okay, so
it's not actually Godzilla, but still, we should run like it is Godzilla. That's a different movie. That's Austin Powers.
What was I? So I didn't watch the most recent one because I just assumed that they can't make a good Godzilla movie.
Right, and I don't know how many times it's the same thing always. Yeah. Oh, he's destroying a city.
This one might have that cliche story, but it was...
If it shows us getting him from the island again, I'm going to... Oh.
It was visually nice to look at, and I kind of was more interested than I expected.
I think the last one came out in 3D as well. So that would be one... I'm trying to remember when we were selling it on our shelves. I think there was a 3D version of it. Mm-hmm. So that would be an interesting one to see in 3D. I feel like Godzilla could be done well in 3D, but as the problem I have with 3D, they either don't focus on it or they focus on it, and then the stories are there's
the only movie I've seen that did 3D well was Avatar.
Right, and they were just writing Pocahontas in space, so it's not like they need to worry about their story. Suck it, Avatar, James Cameron.
I see. I don't
blue people.
I don't like that critique necessarily because maybe I just ignored like most of the marketing that made it out to be a big thing, but I always just assumed it was not really so much going to be like this Gone with the Wind movie, but more like a visually like tech demo-y like.
I will agree. It was extremely tech demo-y and pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree that I saw enough 3D to make it worth paying 3D ticket price for.
Yeah, but that's like that's a
which is
theater.
That's what I mean. That's the problem with the 3D stuff, where it's like,
well,
if you're going to tell me it's a 3D movie,
yeah. Well, at the time, 3D was still like new and hot.
Right, and that's the other problem. That's still, I agree, still the only one so far that I've seen in 3D that I've been like, I can kind of justify it. The other ones I can't justify it at all. I'm like, there was maybe one moment in 3D.
Yeah, because like I feel like all the other movies use it to like assault you, whereas like Avatar just used it to change the depth of field.
Right, especially like during the flying scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the Pocahontas in space criticism is just because it's the story is that.
Yeah.
Like it's white crippled man. Okay, John Smith's not crippled. All right, big difference. Goes in, befriends.
He was crippled, Nate, by his whiteness.
I can't believe you. Goes in and befriends the indigenous people of the place. Comes back to find leader wants to just eradicate them
because I just want to like.
I know. Comes back, finds out his leader wants to eradicate them. He's like, no, we must save them. They are their people. We can't destroy their world. Yada yada. Goes back in, fucks her with his tail. That part I still can't get over. That's still so weird to me.
I was gonna be like, no, you don't understand. I had sex with the tree with my follicle thing. Like,
this tail thing, it's got more senses than I do my body. And then there's the tree thing, and then the only thing it was missing was like the song "Colors of the Wind," but that pretty much happens while they're flying around. Visually, looks pretty good. Story-wise,
Avatar.
I'm also just not a huge fan of Sigourney Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
Not that she really played anything too great in that, but I've never really.
She irritates you.
I've never gravitated to her as a. Like, if she was playing a villain, I'd probably be like, yeah, kill her. But, like, otherwise, I'm just like, you're more annoying than anything.
I'm not
like I can't. I don't think I could watch Alien at this point. It's just like,
I'm
Anyway, we're way off topic.
We are. Anyways, I won't continue down that. Where are we at? Aquaman.
Yeah, next movie, Aquaman. Good old Jason Momoa.
It doesn't.
I wanted to say Samoa. We're really looking at some Girl Scout cookies.
Hate those ones. Sorry.
Jason Coconut with a little bit of chocolate on him.
Thin Mint.
Oh no, Thin Mint's all day.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. If I'm gonna get a choice, I'm gonna go rob a truck. I will leave everything that isn't a Thin Mint. I can fit them in a freezer. I got a big one outside that's not being used at all right now.
Yeah, we should next time they come around, we'll stock it full of Thin Mints. We'll be fucking.
That would be
pounds by the time.
I would just enjoy bringing people over. Like, so what do you got to eat? And I'm like, how about this? And I hit it.
There wouldn't be a person who wouldn't be impressed by that.
No. There are people that would immediately go like, "What's wrong with you? Great idea. Great idea."
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, grabbing 3
boxes.
But I would have to open it like the Fonz, just like just a quick shoulder, like elbow jab to the side of it, and it just slowly swings open. It's like, yeah, I know they're here. Anyway, yeah. So Aquaman, give me something about Aquaman. The poster has been memed pretty well.
Yeah.
There's one where he's standing there and it's just trash everywhere. That was pretty good.
The trailer was not as bad as I was expecting it to be.
That
being said,
the tagline is "Coming Home," right, or something like that. Yeah.
That being said, I still expect the movie to be fucking terrible.
I expect this movie to be terrible, and it kills me because he is in my top 3 favorites.
Really?
In terms of superheroes, not villains.
Okay.
Let me be clear about that. Green Lantern is my number 1. Aquaman is arguably 2 or 3. And then, like, Batman's probably in there. Green Lantern's my number 1.
Damn. So, I don't know. I just feel bad at this point for DC. Like, I mean, I think I'm going to stick by it. I think their best move right now is to just snap James Gunn and let him
run wild. Let him run wild.
Let him go ham.
go, is there anything in this universe you would like to create? And when he says yes, you go, you have a $100 million, you have a $70 million budget. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
And then when everybody goes, well, he should be fired, you go, I don't give a shit. I'm failing as a company.
Yeah.
I need this man to make me money. But that's a whole different situation for James Gunn.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Okay, I mean that's honestly that's kind of what I've been expecting, unless you're a giant Harry Potter nerd. And
it looks good. I mean,
yeah, I
still can't get over the fact that Johnny Depp's Grindelwald. I think that was a terrible casting choice, but
yeah, and
it's also
I'm
weird.
sick of hearing all the political stuff around the movie.
Yeah, I love Jude Law.
Yep,
I find it strange that Jude Law Dumbledore has less hair than old man Dumbledore.
I don't find it necessarily strange because obviously it would make sense that he would grow into it, but
it's the receding hairline because like Jude Law has a very iconic hairline.
It's the amount that he is missing at this point that is questionable.
His hairline. I mean, Jude Law is a great actor, and I think he's great.
Yeah, but his hairline's been running away for the last 10 years.
Yeah. Road to Perdition. Have you ever seen Road to Perdition?
No, I have not.
That's a stellar movie.
And I only have the weird, dumb. Never mind. I can't say that. For some reason, I immediately referenced the Funhouse video in my head.
I don't think I've seen.
There was one where they're just naming movies, but like porn titles. They're actual movies, but they're porn title of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Was Road to Perdition one of them?
Road to Perineum or something like that became what it was. And I was like, that's just immediately what I went to. Yeah, Tom Hanks, right?
Tom Hanks and Jude Law, yeah.
Yeah, because they were doing Tom Hanks ones. So instead of Splash, it was Sploosh. Like there was just a bunch of...
Oh, good old Funhouse.
Apollo 9 years old or whatever, or 13 years old, whatever it was. Yeah. It's a good video. It's a good time. Elise chimes in with something from the back.
Sweet, sweet angel.
Our precious baby. All right, Titans. The Teen Titans, I believe.
Yep.
This one I did see. We watched that last week.
Yeah. Do you have thoughts on it? What were your thoughts? I don't know if we really talked about it.
I like how dark it's going. I so badly want DC to just stay dark.
I want them to commit.
Right, that's what I mean.
I don't want them. I feel like they're still trying to on the fence about it.
I think they are too, but it seems like they've understood now that Batman needs to stay dark.
Yeah.
Like they had a good try with that Suicide Squad Joker and went like that didn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it dark.
Yeah.
And this Robin seems dark. Raven's definitely dark. Mm. They're keeping that universe dark. And I don't just mean the lighting. I mean the mood.
Well, I think they have a unique opportunity with the way that they played the Teen Titans now in this trailer to make a captivating show or what is it? It's a show, right? I
thought it was a movie.
I think it's a show.
Cool either way.
Anyways,
as long as the show's not on a shitty service.
Yeah, I feel like they could do something that's maybe young adult orientated, where it is dark and gritty and like we want, but also like speaks to like current topics like mental health and stuff with Raven. Like not in like a cheesy direct way, but like
they almost need to not touch on it more than just acknowledging that she has somebody to confide in Robin.
Exactly.
Like any more than that, and it'll take up too much of the show.
Yeah.
To take away from like just the characters. Invader Zim.
I don't really care about Invader Zim, but
I
feel
like enter the Florpus. This is the one that made me excited because I wanted to start.
I had an inkling that you like Invader Zim
because of Gurr.
Okay,
I've watched a couple episodes. It was on as a kid, every now and then, but I think it was a later show, and so I was never watching it that late. I was either playing games or in bed or doing homework or whatever. It was maybe it might have been like a Nick at Night show. Kind of like not Adult Swim late, but getting later. But for some reason, I just remember that there's the Doom song, because Gurr is just the innocent, stupid one. Like, Invader Zim always wants to take over the world, and Gurr is his stupid, like, dog sidekick, whatever. And Gurr's like, I'm going to sing the Doom song. Doom, 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 doom. And it's just all it is the entire time. It's just him saying the word Doom. And it's funny. So the fact that they're bringing back more Invader Zim is interesting because it's been,
It's
how old am I? 15 years since it's been on the air.
It's a TV movie, I believe.
Okay.
So
That's also potentially scary. Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
I, believe it or not, have not watched all of the Clone Wars.
I haven't watched.
I was just talking about actually to Carla, 'cause she mentioned you were in the demon hole.
Yeah,
and,
when I was looking for you earlier. I said, "Where is he?" She's like, "On lunch." I was like, "Praise him! I'm leaving."
And we got on the topic of Max, and I was like, "Yeah, sometimes he just runs in the room and meows." And because he'll run in and be like he's being chased by a friggin'
Demon.
yeah, and then he'll go, "Meow." Yep, there it is. Now he's gonna run out, trip over the cord, pull everything off the table.
Yeah, I was mostly hoping to just yank the thing off. Like, all right, well, lost Mike for a minute. Anyway,
Yeah, I haven't seen all the Clone Wars, so
I haven't either.
I do know, like my brother, who is a
Maybe we should binge it a weekend. Who knows?
6 seasons. There's like 20 something episodes a season.
20 minutes though. 30-minute episodes.
I think they're 30-minute episodes. So still a lot of watching.
One weekend starting at 8 a.m. and just go.
I do have.
We'd be in pain. Let's be clear.
A 7-day stretch off of work in 2 weeks. So maybe that's what I'll do.
Well, 2 weeks means I have a Friday off.
So, well, there you go.
So that's a 3-day weekend. All right. Anyway, Doctor Who.
It's a female. That's all I know.
Oh, cool.
I watched
Doctor.
the trailer, but like,
What season are they in? Like 25?
I think they're past that even.
In 30s?
But maybe high 20s, maybe low 30s. My brother, who is I'm going to take his word for it. He's a very avid Doctor Who fan. He's very reserved about this one. Not so much because the Doctor's a female. He could care less about that.
Right. It makes sense for him.
But I think they're making a bad choice here, but they're with the new Doctor being a female, they are starting the show off completely differently. It's like they even came out and said like this is going to be a completely different show.
Oh.
Like this is not going to be, you're not going to recognize it.
That's scary for something that's so
iconic.
Yeah. Huh.
Which is why he's less than thrilled about it.
So. Well, we'll see, I guess.
Or here, rather, because I'm not watching that shit.
Yeah, but I'm sure
not the Doctor Who shit.
I'll see headlines.
Yes.
Better Call Saul.
Couldn't even finish Breaking Bad. So
Fair enough. Same here.
Watch trailer.
Star Trek Discovery.
Another thing.
All
I
right.
don't like that they use the Lenny Kravitz song. Sorry, people.
Which one did they use?
I don't remember. Flying away, let me fly.
Get Away?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
I wanna fly.
Yeah,
away. It's Get Away.
Okay.
I want to get away.
Oh, Pike's going to be in this. I don't know if you know anything about the original series.
Nope. Hey, red shirts die.
So Pike is so James T. Kirk was not the first captain of the Enterprise.
I believe that was a trivia question at some point, and I do know that.
Captain Pike.
Couldn't told you that part though.
And Pike is in this new season, which is kind of a big deal.
Interesting.
So,
Castle Rock.
Looks bizarre as fuck. Also, the actor who plays the clown in It.
Yeah.
Skarsgård. One of the Skarsgård brothers, I believe.
Martin?
Maybe. Essentially, from what I got of this, I'm not a Stephen King person, but it's in Stephen King and J.J. Abrams.
Yep.
Making a show on Hulu.
Yep.
Essentially, he's the devil in like this town, in this prison in this town.
Oh,
he's
okay.
He's essentially Satan.
Oh, I mean, interesting.
Looks creepy as fuck. Not
curious.
something Matt Stewart would watch.
I might watch it.
Yeah, you probably. I mean, it looks. I completely expect it to be good.
I'll give it at least the pilot just to see like if the story at least makes sense to me that I want to continue it because
they're doing the normal streaming thing and dropping the whole
right. And if you can't sell me in the pilot, then I just don't continue.
Yeah.
Disenchantment.
Yes. So animated Netflix looked really funny. Do you know who Matt?
I know the name, but I couldn't remember from where.
Apparently, he's the creator or co-creator of Simpsons and Futurama.
Okay. Yes. Well, Futurama's gone, so got something else to do, I guess.
Yep. And it's same vein.
Makes sense.
And he makes the reference of like, have we done, present. We've done future. Let's do medieval or something like that.
Okay. All right. Night Flyers.
Yeah. George R. R. Martin, sci-fi, Netflix. Have you ever
That's
seen...
going to take forever to come out.
Have you ever seen...
Get it? George can't write. Zing.
You ever seen Event Horizon?
No.
Okay, so the idea seems to be they're on this spaceship that is heading back to Earth or something along those lines, and there's something on the ship with them, or the ship is evil, or something along those lines.
Was it Alien? It
and
crawled
either,
in the
either
landing
an
gear?
alien or like it very much reminded me of Event Horizon. So Event Horizon is this sci-fi like thriller that the ship gets sucked into a black hole. They find the ship later on, and it turns out the ship went to hell, and now the ship is haunted.
Oh, you know who?
Like
you know who
demons
can? You know who
and
can
shit.
fix that?
A bomb.
Doomslayer,
Oh yeah, that was good. Doomslayer.
because he will kill all the demons.
He will.
I don't know if you've seen the joke. It's him standing next to like a fortune teller. She's like, "I see you alone in a field." Next panel, and there's demons. Next panel, lots of demons. Next panel, Jesus, that's a lot of dead demons.
I know that meme.
Yeah,
I saw that one. I think
it's just like, yep, he kills them all.
I saw the mechanical keyboard version of it.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Good stuff.
So that's it.
That's it.
There's probably some more stuff from Comic-Con. Go take a look at it if you want. There's also probably more gaming news, but we only cover what we like or care about because most of it otherwise doesn't matter. That being said, there's 2 sales I'm calling out, and they're both on our glorious friends over at Humble Bundle. One of them, if you don't go get this right now, you're going to miss out because I think it's only going for 2 more days when I say this. So Saturday and Sunday, there is a software sale going on, not a bundle, just a sale. Bunch of random software. LastPass is on there, which is a like master pass situation. So you make one password, then there's a vault of all the other ones you want to use. The premium version, you can get it for free, but the premium version's on there for sale. Game Maker, I think version 2 is on there for sale. I've dabbled in 1 before, having fun with it. It's a good way to learn basics and stuff. And then there's a lot of other game-related software or just PC-related software in general. I think there's virus scans and stuff on there. Interesting time. The bundle I want to call out on Humble is a cookbook bundle.
Nice.
24 cookbooks for $15. There's a $1 tier and I think an $8 tier and then the $15 tier. So you can do less if you so chose, but top tier is $15 and it's 24 cookbooks. And if you've ever listened to us talk, we like food. So you want to cook cookbooks.
Everyone should like food.
You should not like food.
Yeah.
Which means you should like food. But that's it. That's all I got. Now it's time to watch a bunch of trailers and talk about some stuff and then probably watch a bunch of British TV shows. Because we can't stop watching.
They're funny.
They're way
It's
better
been a
than...
while since something has made me laugh out loud.
Yeah. That being said, we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.